So we're going to start seated. You could sit on the floor. You could sit in a chair for this practice today, pretty much the whole practice if you wanted. Find whatever is comfortable. So we're going to start sitting with our legs stretched out. So if it's comfortable to sit with your back against the wall, you could do that. Or you could sit on a cushion with your back against the wall, or sit in a chair. Just find a comfortable spot. So sitting tall, you might remove flesh from underneath your sits bones. You could sit on a cushion, you could sit in a chair if that's better, and have your feet out in front of you. We're going to be working with Pawanmuktasana today, which translates as the Divine Wind series or the Energy Flowing series. I'm going to be using parts of it that I learned from my teacher, Antonio Sausys, and it comes from the Pawanmuktasana series from Satyananda. So it involves bringing awareness to and moving different joints of the body. So it is a seemingly very simple practice, a gentle practice, but it's really more than just movement of the joints. It translates as energy flowing series, so it's about the energy that we're moving through the body. So just as a way to get settled, we'll start with focusing on our breath, and just coming to our breath is a great way to notice prana or energy in our body and work with it. And although as we move through this, there might not be a lot of great physical sensation, and there might be, but it might be more subtle, there could be also mental or emotional things that start to shift or move. So just paying attention to that as well. Beginning to lengthen and deepen your breath. And we're going to start with the feet and move our way up. So I'm going to remove my socks. You can if you want, you don't have to. And just bring your awareness to your toes. Don't move them. Sometimes when, we mention a part of the body, then we wiggle that part of the body to be like, oh yeah, I feel my toes. But without moving the toes, can you feel them? Can you notice them? And it's okay if you can't. And we're going to move with the breath with our toes. We're going to inhale and really spread our toes wide, and then exhale, crunch up our toes. Inhale, spread. Exhale, crunch our toes. One more time. Inhale, spread. Exhale, crunch. And then just let the feet be neutral, the toes be neutral, and just bring awareness to them again without moving them. So our toes can be said to represent like our grip on reality, and sometimes, whether that's in yoga class or in everyday, we might realize we're really gripping with our toes like we just did with that exhale. So can we begin to bring awareness to when we're doing that and see if we can soften in the toes a little bit, maybe lengthen the toes. So now bring your awareness to your ankles. So our ankles help us find balance. And that could be physically, it could be in other things in our life, emotional balance, work-life balance. It could represent a lot. And now we're going to move with our breath again. We're going to inhale and point our toes, exhale, flex our feet. So reach through our heels. Do that 3 times. So inhale, point. Exhale, reach through your heels once more. Inhale, point. Exhale, reach through your heels. Still sitting tall. Again, feel free to use a chair or lean back against a wall and bring your awareness to your ankles again. We'll do one more thing with the ankles. So make sure your feet are a little bit apart so that we're going to do circles, and the feet are going to move together, but they're going to move in opposite directions. So we're going to inhale and move our toes out and down, and then exhale, move the toes in and up. In, and then inhale, out and down, exhale, in and up. One more time. Try to move just from your ankles. So pause for a moment, and then we'll switch directions. So notice when you did that, and I noticed this in my body, that my leg starts to come in as well. My hip and my whole leg is moving. But really try to isolate the movement at the ankles best you can. And you might notice one ankle is different than the other. Maybe it's hard to isolate that movement. No right or wrong, just notice that. So now we're going to move in the opposite direction. So inhale, bring your toes in and down, exhale, out and up. Inhale in and down, exhale, out and up. One more time. And pause again, just let the feet and legs be neutral. Just bring your awareness to your ankles. Just notice. So this next part, we're going to come to lay on our back as we move up to our knees. And if it doesn't feel comfortable to lay on your back, like if you're sitting in a chair and you want to stay in your chair, you could just lift one knee up, and you could do that from sitting upright as well. If it's okay to come to your back, lay on your back for a moment and just notice your knees. So however you're sitting or laying, notice your knees. Just bring your awareness and see if you feel anything, any sensation, without moving them. And it's okay again if it's hard to feel anything. With our knees, we're going to work one leg at a time. And we are going to think about differences between the right and the left side of the body. So those could be physical. It could be based on things like which hand is dominant and which side of the body do you do more actions with, maybe depending on your work or other movements you do day to day. It could also be emotional. It could also be, different qualities, different ways we interact. So in yoga, the left side of the body is associated with lunar energy moving downward, and it's more internal. So thinking about our internal states. Our right side is upward moving, associated with the sun, and is more external, associated with how we are in the world, in our environment, with our relationships with others. So we're going to lift our left leg up. We're going to start with the left side and hold on to the back of the thigh. And your leg can reach towards the ceiling, but it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And notice, do you have a tendency to hyperextend and lock the knee? Or is it really hard to straighten the leg? And this could be, based on physical things in the body, like tight hamstrings or hypermobility. But also thinking about how this could represent different things, like rigidity in beliefs, if we're hyperextending, if we're locked and trying to control things, or passivity, if we're always soft and not able to engage. And it doesn't mean that you have to force your leg to straighten if it won't, but can you really maybe strengthen the leg muscles and engage the leg muscles, reach through your heel. And what we're going to do is, in a moment, we're going to, with our exhale, just let our knee bend and our foot flop down. So I'll just show you first, of just like letting it release. Now, if you're taking care of your knee and you have any injury here, you could do this in a more controlled fashion, or skip it altogether if this isn't feeling good for you. So we're going to do this 3 times, and we're going to move with our exhale, let the foot drop, and it could be a sigh out through your mouth, a big. And again, you might think about maybe the left side being the more internal side of kind of, is there something that we might be like trying to control or hold on to, or something that we're kind of passive about and we need to set boundaries on? Maybe letting that go through this exhale. So inhale, reach the heel up, and then exhale, release the foot. Let the foot just flop down. Do that 2 more times. And once more. Very slowly bring the left foot down and then reach your right leg up. We'll take a few breaths just to reach the heel up. Since I did that on the other side, I was talking, so we'll just balance it on this side. And again, sides of the body could be very different based on different physical things you do day to day. And again, the right side generally represents more outward moving energy, like in your external relationships or in your environment. And again, you might also notice, is there a tendency to lock this knee, or is it really soft? How do you find that balance between them? And again, in a moment, we'll sigh out with the exhale as we just let our heel drop, our foot drop. But be mindful of your body and make any adjustments as you need, if you need to be more gentle or go slower. So inhale, reach the heel up, and then exhale, the foot fall. Inhale up, inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. One more time, inhale, release up, and exhale. So these movements help decompress the knee, and then bring both feet down, knees bent, finding stillness, and then just bringing your awareness to your knees. We're gonna, if you're on your back, we're gonna come back up to seated. You could either roll to one side or rock forward and back. And come up to seated. If you're sitting in a chair, you can bring your feet on the floor, knees bent. If you're sitting on the floor, legs out in front of you again. So it can be helpful if you're sitting on the floor to bring your hands behind you to brace you. We're going to move up to the hips now. So just take a moment to bring your awareness to your hips. How do they feel side to side? One side could be different. And the hips do a lot for our bodies. They're kind of at this intersection of the lower body and the upper body physically. They're connected with our emotions, with our creativity. So we're going to start again on the left leg. Again, this more internal focused side. And we're going to move our leg with our breath, and we're going to open up to the side. So make sure you have a little bit of space on either side of you. If you're sitting in a chair, you might want to scoot forward into the front edge of your chair. It'd be easier in a chair without arms. So we're going to lift the foot slightly off the ground and turn the toes out slightly. And inhale, reach out. And then exhale, bend your knee. Inhale, cross your leg over. Bring it towards the right. And then exhale, bring it back to the starting place. Do that again. Inhale, turn out. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, cross over, and your left hip might lift a little here. Exhale, open up. One more time. Inhale, reach out. Any amount that feels good for you. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, return to start. Bring the foot down. Now we're going to switch the direction. So just kind of notice how your hip is feeling right now. And then we're going to inhale and cross over. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, open up. Exhale, return to start. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, open up, any amount. Exhale, return to start. Once more. Crossing over with your inhale. Exhale, bend your knee, any amount. Inhale, open up, any amount. Exhale, foot down. Take a break, and you might notice you have to lean back on your hands, so just notice how your wrists feel. And notice if you're really kind of falling back, can you engage a little bit and try to keep yourself lifted here. And now we're going to move to the right leg. Again, that represents the more external. And there could be a variety of reasons, whether based on yoga philosophy, based on physical actions we do, based on injuries, or one side could be different than the other. But I can just invite you to bring a curious and open mind to whatever might be present, whatever might be coming up in the physical body, but also whatever might come up emotionally or energetically as well. And we're going to start with turning the toes out slightly. So an external rotation of the hip, lift the foot slightly. Inhale out, exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, return to start. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, return to start. If you need to bring your heel down between sequences, that's fine. Once more. Inhale out. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, return to start. And let's take a little pause before we switch directions. Reestablishing yourself if you need to. And then we're going to go the other direction. So lift the foot slightly. Inhale, cross over. Bring the foot over to the left. Exhale, bend the knee in towards your chest. Inhale, reach out, toes turn out. Exhale, return to center. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, out. Exhale, return to center. Once more. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, open. Exhale, return to center. And just notice your hips. And they might have been making some noise during that. I know my right hip definitely was. Just feeling and noticing your hips here. So now we're going to move to our waist, which I know technically isn't a joint, but is part of this series because energetically it does a lot for our body, the area of our waist and our core muscles, and it's kind of the separation between the lower body and the upper body. And in yoga philosophy and like the chakra system, the lower body often represents more the earth element, the concrete, the physical world, where the upper body represents more internal, more spiritual, more energetic, a lighter energy. So there's a lot happening in the middle part of the body where these two things come together. So we're going to widen our feet a little bit more. If you're sitting in a chair, maybe you bend your knees a little wider. Your feet can still be down here, and you can just twist. We're going to do a twisting motion side to side. So we're going to bring our arms out and inhale here. Maybe lean forward if you want. You could reach for your feet or your legs. You could stay lifted. And then with your exhale, twist to your left. Bring your hands down to the ground and bring your head towards the ground. So my right hip is lifting up. And then inhale, use your core strength to come back through center, reaching out. Exhale, twist to the left. Hands come down, chest and head come towards the earth. Inhale, lift up. They don't have to touch, you're just bringing them towards the earth. Exhale, twist again to the left. Inhale, lift up. Breathing here. Exhale, twist. Moving gently. Inhale, come up. And if it doesn't feel good to come all the way down, you can always skip this. One more time each side. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, left representing this more internal side. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right external. Come back up through center, arms down. Just noticing and paying attention to the center part of the body, the waist, the core. So now we're going to move up to the upper body. So if you want to adjust how you're sitting, feel free. So you could sit with your legs crossed, or you could sit on a pillow or a blanket. I'm going to sit on my cushion. And we're going to come to the fingers now. So we're going to bring our arms out in front of us. We're going to make light fists. This is going to be our inhale. And with our exhale, we're going to flick our fingers out like we're flicking water off of them. And we're going to do this 3 times. So at first, just paying attention, like bring your awareness to your fingers, to your knuckles, just noticing them. And then inhale here, exhale, flick. And if it feels good to sigh out, you could do that again. Inhale here, exhale, flick. Once more. Bring your hands down and bring your awareness to your fingers. And now we're going to bring our awareness to our wrists. So just notice your wrists. And then arms are going to come out again. Now, if it's not comfortable to have your arms straight out, you can always bend the elbows. We're going to make light fists again. And we're going to do rotations with our wrists. So we're going to inhale and go out with both wrists and down. Try to just move the wrists. Exhale in and up. Inhale out and down. Exhale in and up. One more time with your breath. Trying to just isolate the movement in the wrists and then pause. And you might notice it's hard. It's hard for me. And it could be harder in one side versus the other. Again, thinking of these differences between right and left in various realms. And we're going to switch direction. So inhale, bring the wrists in and down. Exhale, out and up. Inhale, in and down. Exhale, out and up. One more. Inhale, in and down. Exhale, out and up. And then bring the hands down, release the fists. Just bring your awareness to your wrists. Now we're going to move to our elbows. And our elbows do a lot of work bracing and like pushing things away, if you think about like when we straighten our elbows. Or they bring, if we bend our elbows and like bring something in, they can bring things into us or push things away. And just like the knees, notice if you have a tendency to hyperextend the elbow. So if someone has a hypermobility or a lot of flexibility, sometimes they can lock in the elbows and the knees easily. So just pay attention to create a little more softness here. This also involves kind of a fast letting go motion. So if you have an injury in your elbows, you could skip this or you could be more gentle. So we're going to support the left arm with the right hand underneath the arm. And we're going to start with the elbow bent and the fingers reaching up. This is our inhale. And our exhale, we're going to let the hand flop down with a sigh. Okay? And a couple of things to think about here. So think about maybe something that you want to let go of, especially maybe on the internal realm, maybe a self-belief, and letting that go through the exhale. And then also pay attention when you bring the palm back up with your inhale of something that you want to draw towards yourself, that you're bringing in with that palm, okay? We're going to do this 3 times on the left and then on the right. Oh, and sorry, let's bring our hands down for a sec. Let's just bring our awareness to our elbows before we start doing a bunch of movement with them. Just notice them. And it's okay if it's hard to feel them. And then support your left arm, bend your elbow, inhale, exhale. Inhale, pull in, exhale, let go. Inhale, pull in, and exhale, let go. And then pull in one more time towards you. And release. And then moving to the right side. Again, the right side representing more the external world and relationships. You might, again, think about something that you want to let go of in terms of those, or something you want to bring in. So start here, elbow bent, left hand supports the right arm. Inhale, exhale, let go. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, let go. Inhale, pull it. Exhale, let go. And one last time. Inhale, draw it in. And then release. And just notice your elbows. We're going to do our shoulders. So we're going to start with our hands on our shoulders. And we're going to bring our elbows forward. And we're going to try to keep our hands on our shoulders the whole time. And again, if you're taking care of any injuries in the shoulder area, be gentle and move as much as is comfortable. Don't force. Take a moment to bring your awareness to your shoulders. And then we'll inhale and bring our elbows towards one another. They don't have to touch. And then lift our elbows up. Try to bring the backs of your hands to touch behind your head. And then exhale, pull your elbows down and back and around. Inhale, bring them forward and up. Hands touch behind your head. Exhale, pull elbows back, down and around. Once more. Inhale, up. Exhale, back, down and around. And then switch direction. So inhale, back and up. Exhale, hands touch behind your head. Bring them forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Once more. Inhale, back and up. And exhale, forward and down. And release your hands. Just notice your shoulders now. In one direction, you might have noticed with those circles was easier than the other. Perhaps one shoulder felt different than the other. No right or wrong, just noticing. And we're going to do just a couple movements with the neck. Again, not technically a joint, but like the waist, kind of a separation area between our head and somewhat our thinking mind and our more lower body and our heart. So trying to loosen up the flow of energy between those areas so like the heart can help influence our head, which, if you're kind of tend to over intellectualize things. So take a moment just to bring your awareness to your neck. We're going to inhale and lengthen our neck and exhale, drop our right ear towards our right shoulder, any amount. Inhale, lift our head. Exhale, left ear towards left shoulder. Inhale, lift. Exhale, right ear towards the right shoulder. Just noticing how each side feels. Inhale, up. Exhale, left ear down. Softening the shoulders down one more time. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, right ear down. Inhale up. Shoulders stay softening down. Exhale, left ear down. And then slowly lifting the head. We're going to do one more movement where the head comes back and then draws in. So again, if you're taking care of any injury, just be careful with this. Only move it as far as is comfortable. We're also going to bring the jaw into it. We're going to open the mouth on our inhale when our head comes back. And then our exhale, we're going to let the mouth softly close as we bring our chin to our chest. So inhale, head back, open the mouth. Exhale, mouth together, lips together, chin to chest. Inhale, lift, open. Exhale. One more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, lips together, chin to chest. And then slowly lifting the head. Maybe closing your eyes for a moment, bringing your attention and your awareness to your neck and to your jaw. Now I invite you to either bring your hands over your heart or maybe palms together. Bow your head just gently. Taking a moment to honor yourself and your practice. Honor your body. Honor your ancestors. Honoring this land as the unceded territory of the Anishinaabe people, the indigenous people of this land. Honoring the teachers that came before, the teachers who passed this knowledge along. And honoring the teacher and the wisdom within. Thank you all so much.